Hey everyone, I want to take a minute and give you my experiences with Social Media Marketing World 2014. One, it was an amazing conference. Totally honored that I was invited to speak there, and I have my Social Media Examiner t-shirt on today. I thought it was appropriate for shooting this video. But I think my first impression, honestly, is the people. When you go to an event, the networking and actually meeting people that you've connected with on social media is an amazing experience. So I think that is probably my first kudos to Social Media Examiner for putting the event together and for creating an opportunity for people to connect and actually have time to connect. They have a lot of built-in networking opportunities in the conference, and it's just huge, invaluable. I think that is probably the biggest thing that I took away from the event was the actual live, in real person connection. Huge, huge, huge value, and I'm just so excited that I got to meet so many amazing people and start building a deeper relationship than just what we had, the connection that we had online. So I'm just really excited about that part. As you can probably tell, I've gone on and on about it. But every year, Social Media Examiner conducts a poll of marketers and what is hot and what they're using, what's working now kind of things. And some of these things may surprise you. I was a little bit shocked about some of them myself. Of course, I'm in the space and I hear a lot of these things. And I'm using a lot of these things, honestly, in my business. But it was really interesting to get a perspective on stats and the numbers and where marketers are spending their time and, more importantly, getting results. So I just want to run through a few. I'm not going to hit on all of them, but I think it's really relevant in a couple of cases. The first one is visual content. I know that I've been telling people for probably 2 years that social media is going more and more in the visual direction, and it's just being, it's totally coming about. Instagram is the fastest growing social network out there today. It is all visual. Of course, content on Facebook that is the most popular or that gets the most engagement is absolutely graphic based. We're seeing that content that's on Twitter is getting more retweets when there's a photo attached to a tweet. So overall, visual content is winning out. And if you do not have a visual content strategy, I want to encourage you to get one. In fact, 70% of marketers are saying that they plan to increase their visual content on social media. And we know that Facebook is changing things up, and they admit that our organic reach is falling short, and they're urging marketers to pay to play using their Facebook ads platform. And a lot of small business owners are really up in arms about this. And I can't say I blame them because, you work hard to get that fan base, and then all of a sudden Facebook is saying, oops, sorry, we're not going to show your content to your fans unless you pay us to do so. But the reality is that Facebook ads are working if used correctly, and they're an incredible medium for people who are paying to play on Facebook. Again, there is strategy, and there is a lot of changes that have happened to Facebook ads in the past 6 months alone, even the past few weeks. So if you're not getting results with your Facebook ads, I would encourage you to find somebody who's doing it well. We're doing it well here at Boom Social, and we're getting some amazing results using Facebook ads. The results of Social Media Examiner's poll showed that 90% of marketers are regularly using Facebook ads because they are still the most proven results-based advertising out there today. The third thing that keeps circling back around, it was a big focus for last year, it's going to be a continuing focus in my opinion, and that's blogging. In fact, blogging I think is going to be more impactful for your business than any of your social media presences. You're going to really have to focus on building not only original content, but content that your audience is interested in, relevant content. It's not just about, sharing a bunch of content, putting up a bunch of blog posts. It's about being relevant and being useful to your audience. Now, this one might surprise you. One of the huge topics that marketers are interested in as it relates to learning more and trying to make it impact their business, and that's Google+. 65% of marketers want to know more about Google+. Google Plus, I've been touting Google Plus for probably pretty close to 2 years now. And a lot of marketers are beginning to see the impact, specifically from an SEO standpoint. And I think that, again, there's going to be more and more interest and more value to Google Plus. So if you're not there, I encourage you to try to learn more and be more active. If I had to give you one tip as it relates to Google Plus right quick, at a minimum, make sure you're sharing your blog post on Google Plus, because it does hold a ton of SEO value for your business. The thing I really want to bring to your attention is podcasting. Podcasting was huge on the list last year, and it was, again, huge this year. It's kind of amazing that there's such an interest in podcasting, but let me just give you a minute to think about this. Only about 6% of marketers are podcasting right now. When people come to your website, you have their attention for a very short span, maybe long enough for them to scan your blog, pick up some highlights. But when you have a podcast, you have their attention for, 30 to 45 minutes. It's a great medium to connect and give value back to your audience. And again, to have a consistent voice in their business and a consistent way to, share value and usefulness to your audience. So if you haven't implemented a podcast, but you think that it might be valuable to your business, I would encourage you to do a little research and find some great resources and ultimately start your own podcast. It's a wide open market right now. And I would be remiss if I didn't say that Twitter is going to be a huge and growing factor in your business, guys. If you're not leveraging Twitter right now, I want to encourage you to step up to the plate because Twitter has seriously positioned themselves to be a business platform. They are social, but they are also content driven, so it holds a lot of value for your content. It's an amazing traffic resource. And if you want to know more about Twitter and how I've leveraged it as my #1 traffic source, please reach out. I'd love to share my tips and tricks with you. I have a lot of content on my blog about Twitter and how you can use it for your business. So again, thank you, Social Media Examiner, for hosting a rock star event. It was an amazing experience. I, again, am so honored that I was invited to participate. I met amazing people and learned a ton in the process.